Let me begin with a little confession. I never thought I'd be talking about addiction and romance in the same breath, especially not at my age. But life, as we all know, has a way of surprising us. At 52, I've lived through the thick and thin of relationships, the electric beginnings, the quiet middles, and, yes, even the painful endings. I've been the giver, the dreamer, the fixer, and for far too long, the woman who thought she had to earn love by shrinking herself. But now, I've grown into a woman who understands her worth, who has no time for games but all the time in the world for genuine connection. And when I came across a book called Hooked, something clicked. It wasn't about manipulation or playing hard to get. It was about how certain human behaviors, rooted in psychology, can actually create deep, lasting, even addictive bonds between people. That's when I realized, without even knowing it, I had already started doing some of these things. Not from strategy, but from a place of truth. And the man I'm with today? He's a living, breathing testament to how powerful that can be. So here's my story, and what I've learned about the 3 little shifts that made a big difference in my love life after 51. I chose fun over fear. When I was younger, I used to believe that deep talks and emotional intensity were the only ways to build a meaningful relationship. I thought a man would fall for me if I bared my soul, cried on his shoulder, and showed him all my wounds. And yes, there's a time and place for vulnerability. But what I never realized until recently was that for men, especially the kind of men who are confident, capable, and emotionally mature, what makes them stay is the feeling they get when they're with you. And do you know what that feeling is for most men? Fun. I know, it sounds simple, but it's also revolutionary. Because for so long, I equated fun with being young. And at 52, I had quietly convinced myself that fun wasn't really mine to have anymore. I was wrong. Fun isn't about being wild or reckless. It's about lightness. It's laughter during dinner when the waiter mixes up the orders. It's teasing each other over board games. It's dancing barefoot in the kitchen at midnight. With the man I'm seeing now, I made a decision early on. I would focus on how we feel together, not just what we talk about. I would let joy live in our moments. And guess what? He started calling more, wanting to see me more, texting me just to tell me a joke or share a silly meme. Because I wasn't just a woman he liked, I became a woman who made life feel better. Fun became our foundation too. I let him work for it, and he loved that. This one was hard for me. As a nurturer by nature, I used to overgive. I'd bend over backwards, initiate everything, and try to win his affection by being overly available. I thought that's what love meant, showing how much I cared, even if it left me feeling a little invisible. But then I remembered something a friend once told me: the things we invest in, we value more. That's when it hit me. If I kept giving everything without asking for anything in return, I wasn't letting him invest in the relationship. I was doing all the emotional labor, and in a way, I was robbing him of the chance to earn the experience of loving me. So I started to slow down. Not in a manipulative way. I wasn't playing hard to get, I was just being myself, and letting him meet me there. I raised my standards, gently and lovingly. For instance, instead of jumping into a date after a single text, I'd say, "Why don't we chat a bit on the phone first? I'd love to hear your voice." When he hinted at intimacy early on, I'd say, "I'm looking for something meaningful." I only shared that part of myself with someone I truly trust. I could feel the shift almost instantly. He became more intentional. He planned better dates. He listened closely. He started bringing small surprises. My favorite tea, a book he thought I'd love, because he wanted to earn his place in my heart. And you know what? I loved that. Not because I needed grand gestures, but because it showed me he was invested. This wasn't a power game. It was self-respect. And that energy, of knowing I'm worth investing in, changed everything. 3. I gave without guilt. And rewarded without rules. Let's talk about rewards. No. Not the transactional kind. This isn't about tit for tat. I'm talking about emotional rewards, the warmth, the appreciation, the unexpected touches of kindness that keep the love loop alive. One night, he drove across the city just to have dinner with me after a long day. I looked into his tired eyes and simply said, "That means the world to me. You have no idea how much I admire that effort." His whole face lit up. That wasn't manipulation. That was genuine gratitude. But that moment stuck with him, and he brought it up days later. It made him feel seen. Over time, I realized something powerful. Men, like all of us, crave appreciation. They need to feel like what they're doing matters. So I started celebrating him. Sometimes it was a compliment. Sometimes it was a soft kiss mid-sentence. Sometimes it was a little text that read, "Just thinking of you. You're my favorite human." And occasionally, when the mood was right and my heart was open, I'd send him something a little flirty. A photo, a wink, a memory we shared. No expectations, just joy, just love, freely expressed. These small but meaningful rewards became the magic that kept his heart engaged. Not because he needed to be bribed, but because they reminded him, being with me feels good. It's worth it. The feedback loop of love. So here's what happened. In a nutshell, I brought more fun into our time together. I let him invest. Instead of overgiving, I gave meaningful rewards without needing a reason. And what bloomed between us was a kind of connection that felt almost addictive, but in the healthiest, most vibrant way. He started looking for more ways to be close, to talk, to plan, to surprise me. And I finally felt cherished. Not chased for a moment, but chosen consistently. This, to me, is the kind of addiction that feels like home. A personal note to women over 50. If you've made it this far, let me speak directly to your heart. I know what it's like to wonder if your time has passed, to feel like the dating world is for the young and the bold. But let me assure you of something. Your age is your power. At 50 and beyond, we don't fall for just any attention. We fall for connection. We don't need a man to complete us. We need someone who complements us. And we no longer chase love like a girl trying to prove her worth. We receive love like a woman who knows she's worth the effort. So if you're looking to deepen your relationship, or attract one that truly sees you, try these 3 shifts. Bring fun back into the moment. Let him invest in you and the relationship. Give appreciation freely, but genuinely. Because when you do, you're not just making a man addicted to you. You're creating a love story that honors both of you. A relationship that grows because it's built on joy, effort, and mutual delight. And in this season of your life, after the heartbreaks, the lessons, and the beautiful becoming, that is exactly the kind of love you deserve.